I think in residential, it remains to be seen how this settles down as a sort of long-term impact in terms of how that changes buildings whose primary purpose is a place to live. And perhaps what we always saw in the past is especially built to rent buildings, typically high levels of amenity and service standards and general facilities around the building. It was a luxury, so far a luxury proposition in the UK. And so therefore it's almost been seen as a place of leisure, a place to sleep clearly and eat and be based in, but a place of leisure as well with the facilities and common area amenities. What COVID has done through the lockdown is focused people's attention, not just in the generation of residents that are living in these buildings now, but in the next generation that are looking at buildings, of thinking about what would life be like, if we had to go through this again and had to go through a sustained period of this being my place of work, as well as my home and my leisure site, but also thinking about how does this building facilitate me in different ways in terms of what I need out of the package of amenities as a residential resident of a building going forwards in a different way. So, does it offer me co-working spaces and co-working spaces that are potentially bookable, so that I can guarantee that I've got that space? It might have to be semi-screened, semi-private in this current period of time. I would probably want to know that it was clean and when it was last cleaned, and it was cleaned between uses, all of which can be tech supported with the right kind of tech platform. But certainly I'm going to go to a viewing as a potential resident, not just looking at the gym and the common areas and the rooftop terraces, but I'm going to be thinking about what would this be like if I'm going to work from this location for part of my, maybe as a choice now going forwards. I am only going to go into the office a couple of days a week. 3 days of the week I'm at liberty to work from where I want to work from, and this is going to be my home. What does that look like? Also, I think the other one of the other implications is outside amenity spaces. When we've been restricted, and we've all seen the slightly heartbreaking images of tower blocks in central London with no amenities, with people cooped up in there with bad ventilation and single parent families and so forth. Built to rent buildings are typically not like that and typically have more amenity spaces. Nevertheless, the amenity spaces that they enjoy around them have probably become more important to prospective tenants, whether it's on the roof, whether it's in the grounds around the building, or indeed in the local area. It's where am I going to go to exercise? How am I going to get that outside space? What am I going to do if I do have kids? Where are they going to go, and what can I offer to them? So I think our whole mentality of how we see home, and particularly in that build to rent generation that are the typical tenants at the moment, will change slightly in terms of how they see that space.